It really wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to have all of the stuff that happened around it happen. Cut! And in the midst of it, still trying to make a TV show.
I don't remember any one season being easy. When you're faced with those challenges, they're the things that no one can teach you.
Third seasons are a little bit different. There's a comfort level, and at the same time, there's a feeling of like, I want to like spice things up. For us, you know, we didn't have that problem. As crazy as it was the most fun it's been in a weird way around here. And it was great, and we pulled it off. Those are the things you remember.
There's like an adage in TV normally that when everything goes wrong, that's usually when you're putting out your best material. If everything goes smooth sailing and everyone thinks it's great, then you're usually not putting out a very good show. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
We made it work, and we made it exciting, and I think it shows the fans are still watching, and we're still like a top 20 show.
It feels great, and it feels well-deserved. So much hard work has gone into this show with such an amazingly talented group of people. There have been, as far as I'm concerned, no real obstacles that they cannot overcome.
I'm sorry the explanation couldn't be better, Spencer. And I'm sorry it doesn't make more sense.
There were people that were concerned that with Mandy gone, would the show be able to sort of hold together? I believed that we had a special show and that the show was bigger than any one of the individual actors. The cast really pulled together, and the first half a dozen shows, we didn't have Joe.
Well, this room just keeps getting smaller and smaller, doesn't it?
I don't know how many shows could have lost #1 on the call sheet and just kept going. That's getting hit by a car.
We didn't know if we were going to be able to keep going. We didn't know if the network would want the show without him. And everyone had a lot of courage and faith in us and let lesser-known characters sort of rise to the top. And I don't think any of us expected that.
This is Section Chief Aaron Strauss.
Ma'am, I think it goes without saying that I was expecting it to be someone else.
It certainly wasn't business as usual. And it was like, we're going to do this. Like, we're not a one-trick pony, and now that this element is gone and there's nothing else, that we were just there as set dressing or something like that.
What should we do with all of this?
I think it's a huge kudos that the lead of our show leaves. The first few episodes where that story's laid out were some of our biggest numbers, and then they didn't drop.
There was a lot of naysayers out there saying, oh, the show won't last a month. So we all just kind of banded together, and there's some satisfaction there. It's just nice to hear that people love the show regardless.
We all got to step up our game. The other 6 of us really got a chance to shine. It was nice to know that now the critics got to go sit down somewhere. We're going to do what we do. And this is a great show because of all of us.
Prentice, this is the job, and I need to know that you can be objective.
And I need to know that I can be human.
Well, the overriding thing we tried to do this year is talk about how being a profiler affects you currently, in your current life.
The first season is just replicating the pilot, telling people what the show is. The second year you get to sort of talk about the characters a little bit, but this third year is really where you're able to go even further.
She suggested that I transfer to a white-collar crime task force.
Would you have to travel?
No, I'd have a 9-to-5 life.
Then it's a no-brainer.
We really felt like with Hotch, we needed to save or not save his marriage. We wanted to let the job weigh on Reed a little bit more.
It started like a month ago. A suspect was murdered in front of me, a kid.
Rossi's having nightmares. Kirsten has a relationship with somebody. JJ develops a love interest and is pregnant.
On our forced hiatus, I found out that I was pregnant. So I had to come back and tell Ed, and Hugh, of course, was thrilled. We're like a family here. One of the first things he said was, well, I guess JJ better get a love interest real quick here.
Well, finally.
Thought she was never going to admit it.
You know, it's been like a year?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm glad that we're starting to get into their personal lives.
Here it is, the third season. The episodes have gotten more intense. The entire look of the show is a lot more sophisticated. Generally, I think this is a show that's gotten better every year.
We have some really good writers on this show. When the writer has a very clear concept of what he wants visually from the show, it makes it easy for us, to then just extrapolate on that.
Lucky's a pretty interesting example of really getting into the killer's mind, and I think that was a really interesting episode to be able to start seeing where is our killer coming from and how has this been established.
What they came up with was much better than what I envisioned. I had written it, but I hadn't really seen it, and when I finally saw it, I was pretty floored.
His basement, especially the one room that he was in where every inch of the brick had been drawn in blood. The camera's never going to come in close enough to read that, but you got to have something to start with. You don't want to just be writing, my dog has fleas or something.
The text actually talks about killing women and cooking them and loving them, and it's all very contextual. We don't put anything up that you couldn't actually read.
And there was also the freezer room, which was pretty horrific too. The idea was that it's his barbecue supply. It was a little bit like a walk-in butcher's freezer. You've got to combine wardrobe, makeup, props, or you're bringing in actual actresses or actors, and how extensive is the makeup going to be? It's gruesome.
Even if it's never seen, it doesn't matter because it gives the actors and even the crew a feeling of where they are, and we try and never skimp on any of it. I think it always helps.
The woman who crashes the car has lost her daughter in the fire, and she's having a really hard time moving on.
Hi, my name is Lorianne.
And the unsubs targeted her, realizing that, and he's basically trying to put her out of her misery.
Wait. I can help you.
Help me how?
The pain of not even being able to hold your son.
You think you can help me?
This woman is so distraught she's going to commit suicide, we think.
You think you can help me?
Yes.
We really wanted it to be gray. Is she crashing the car to get their attention to save them, or is she crashing the car because, something, life's not worth it, I'm going to crash the car?
Ultimately, in mulling it over, we just went to our stunt coordinator, Tom Elliott, got in the car with a wig, because there's a woman driver, strapped himself in, and put the pedal to the metal and slammed the car into the corner of this dumpster.
Here's the deal. Car's going 25-30 crashing into this container. We've got multiple cameras, IMO up top, 3 video cameras inside the car, 2 in the front grille, 1 inside. Tommy's going to do 2 runs for the camera operators from number 1 at the full speed without slowing down at all, and he'll go right through the driveway.
On the pass-bys, I want to see the actors rehearse as well.
All right.
We need to see them running.
It was laid out so that the cameras that took it into the impact, they were on dollies. Some were locked off or just panning. The position was set so on their final frames, our actors at a safe distance come running forward and immediately, enter the scene.
Got a thumbs up, we got a thumbs up.
Now slowly, open it!
Of course we want to blow things up all the time. It's like kids in a candy store. We write without boundaries. We write ideally what we want, shoot for the moon, and then if we get, shot down, then we'll try to scale it back. But that hasn't really happened a lot. It's like everything that we've written this season, they've been able to do.
Hey guys, this is my team.
Andre is in charge of all our pyrotechnics.
Anybody want to do a song and dance?
Andre's the first guy that I think of when I start writing an episode.
We're gonna make it happen tonight.
The way I approach explosions, it's like a painting to me. It's like a piece of music. I have a bunch of paints in my mind with explosives and black powder and gasoline, and how we sequence it, how much power do we put behind each element so that it does what I've envisioned. Explosions for me are awesome.
It's pretty exciting because when I wrote The House Explodes, it's just words on a page. We actually blew up a house.
The unsub sets up his girlfriend's father, who's abusive to her. Father comes in smoking a cigarette, house is full of gas and blows up. The cops show up and find the victim, his body will be in that chute burning, gets blown there from the force of the blast. Following that, with the machine gunning of the 2 police officers, hopefully that'll be a really cool shot. This is one of those scenes that for budgetary reasons, you write it and then you expect when you actually shoot it, it'll be a guy jumps out of the dark with a knife, stabs him 3 times and runs away. But we got to keep it, so this will be a lot of fun.
We have 12 circuits in here, we call them. Each circuit does a particular job. To the normal eye, you'll just probably see or feel you saw one explosion. But when you slow it down on film at 120 frames, you should see 12 or 13 separate incidents. We have our mortars down here. When those charges go off, it's like cannonballs, which will take out the entire section of wall. These are the debris cannons, and these are filled with propane, and these will shoot 50 to 70 feet fireballs. We also have some vertical mortars now that will take the ceiling out to allow this gas trapezoid to send a fireball up in the air. If you have the vision to do it, and they give you the money to do it, you're going to get some good work out of it.
Awesome. Nobody got hurt. Looked great. All 4 cameras, 5 cameras going. Beautiful.
I've been thinking about doing this all night.
Previously in Criminal Minds, Garcia Dunn got popped.
I didn't come here with the plan, but I knew pretty soon that we were going to shoot Garcia. We knew we wanted to do an episode that delved into Garcia's life. Simon and I were laying around my office one day. I don't even remember which one of us had said it, but all of a sudden we're like, we could shoot Garcia.
Action.
Our first day at work, 2 of the writers were just like, Kirsten, we gotta talk to you. We gotta talk to you. Okay, can we talk? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna shoot you. We're gonna shoot you. And okay. They weren't sure how they were gonna do it. You'll notice the shot happens here, but in the next episode, I am touching myself here. They realized that if the injury happened in the heart, they would have to crack my breastbone open in order to get to it. And then every day that I would come into work, A, say bye-bye to Penelope cleavage, because that ain't happening anymore. And B, even if you did, you'd have to make a scar here every time.
How's it getting up there when she's bleeding down there?
Pressure's dropping, 67/42.
Bullet must have ripped right through the diaphragm.
Kirsten had never taken a bullet hit before, so you walk them by the numbers slowly, you rehearse half-speed rehearsals and say, okay, if you got shot, this is how you would react.
Show me what you're doing when I go bang. Ready? Put the gun away.
And you'll feel it. You'll feel a little slap. Some are bigger than others. And once you see that they're confident in doing it, then you do a full-speed rehearsal, put the squib on, and you actually do it. And stunt people, actors, everybody, it's different. You rehearse, but when they say rolling, your heart's pumping faster, and things happen.
I've been thinking about doing this all night.
Kind of talked about it, and I was like, I don't want to fall. I want to, sit down. I thought that that's probably exactly what would happen, is that he would shoot her, and she was just so in shock that that could happen, and felt like such a jerk that she fell for it.
Thanks for having me in.
Well, we want you to know we take bureau interference with local law enforcement seriously.
I appreciate that. It's good to know we're on the same team.
This man has enough gall to walk into our home to try and push it as far as he can. So I kind of sneak up from behind and take him out.
Best minds in the FBI. You can't even stop me.
It's a very big day for JJ. And let me tell you, she's a good shot.
It's a fantastic shot if you consider it went through thick glass and still managed to be a perfect headshot. That was all Felix. Like, the second he read the script, he was like, well, we're going to shoot him through the glass, right? I was like, yeah, of course we are.
The glass doors that go in the BA are huge. They're half-inch thick glass doors, and Felix wanted to be able to shoot the bullet through the door into the BAU and hit the guy who's actually holding a guy very close to him. We tied in the pyro from the gun to the door to the hit on the guy all in one circuit. I love shots like that. I love to layer where bullets go. They just don't stop sometimes.
So we're gonna send up more. We'll
through this glass door. Andre's going to tell us what's going to go on. There's going to be nobody inside except the two actors that we need to see.
The hits on the glass, which break the glass, are tied into the trunnion gun. It's about 120 pounds of glass. Yesterday, like I said, it went everywhere. It went this way, it went that way, it went everywhere. So everybody just goes to the end of the halls. When Felix calls action, that's action for you to begin your move. I'm taking my cue off your move.
We're in New York City, and we couldn't go to New York City, so we built a subway. Our art department built this subway in a week, which is fairly amazing. It's so much better than any of us ever imagined.
I've never had so many people react to a set, and I think that's because everybody has a personal memory of New York subways. So when they step into it, it's not like, oh, this is a cool set. It's like, oh yeah, I've been on the subway. This feels like the subway. The nice thing about this set was the scale, which really helped sell it. The whole paint department is fantastic. You can see even a lot of stuff the camera will never, just feels but never really sees. But if you see all the work on the I-beams, all the distressing, the tile, which is all hand rubbed with an asphaltum rub, which gives it that tobacco-y feel and depth. And no, they really knocked themselves out. Within the story, we had to be at least at 2 separate stops, which is what's happening behind me now. We're going to switch over from 14th Street, which is primarily that green color, to Spring Street, which is our primary set. We had someone in New York actually photograph those actual subway stations so we could get all our signage accurate. And then we have the train car, which is a New York train car, and had to work all of that out so that we could bring our train in and out of the set. The train is on pneumatic tires, and then we're hooked up to a 3/4-ton pickup truck. It goes up to about 7 miles an hour by the time it leaves the track, but you don't have that much throw, so you don't have that much time to accelerate, you know. But it completely sells it within the frame.
This train's about 53 feet long. It was actually originally built for Seinfeld. Our challenge on this was to give the motion of the train, moving it in and out of the subway station. Wasn't as easy as I thought, but it's working.
Kind of using these as almost like the shark out on the hunt, and so we're going to bring the person through the subways, through the trains, onto the platforms as he kind of trolls for victims.
Excuse me, please.
And then we find out that there's actually more than one of them. In reality, it's actually a terrorist cell who's using this as a dry run for something that you will find out what happens at the beginning of next year.
Today we're downtown LA, 6th and Hope. What we're doing this evening is this SUV. It's going to be a 2-parter, cliffhanger. One of our characters is approaching the vehicle. Nobody knows which one. And there's been a bomb placed in it, and we are going to take this SUV out this evening.
Keep pushing.
We're going to blow it up. We have a good amount of power in this. Not a lot of gas, though. We're going to do more of a physical look than fire. We want to see the vehicle come apart. The gas in the back will explode as though the gas tank went on the last circuit. Basically what we do is we gut it from all the plastics and fluids, oils, and all that. We take all the seats out, we take all the liners out. The only thing left is generally a shell. Then we put our mortars on our doors, sand behind those act as the pushers. The glass, how much energy you put behind the glass, how far you want the glass to go, how high and hard you want your hood to go. So everything's calculated out with the powder we use and the material that we use in front of the powder to act as the pusher.
All of our agents are heading toward an SUV. All of them are about to climb into an SUV, and the last image of the season is an SUV blowing up. And one of our people will be intimately involved in that. There will be peril. There will be major, major peril.
The quality of production on this show, as far as I'm concerned, is unsurpassed. Every single department brings it, and they leave only their best on the table. There's so much talent in this building over in Glendale. What's not to be proud of?
It's been a true enjoyment to bring Criminal Minds to life and to be the #1 show on Wednesday night. And, you know, all those things, you gotta dust your shoulder off. You gotta pop your collar a little bit because we're doing big things over here.